My name is Marley Dodson. I play basketball at Lyon College.
Hi everyone, I'm Monica Living and I play women's golf for Arkansas State University.
My name is Tristan Wiley. I play men's basketball here at Arkansas State University.
My name is Baker Wilson, and I'm a senior baseball player at Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas.
So I'm Drake Parker. I was a former baseball player at Vanderbilt University. I played there my freshman and sophomore year.
As an athlete, I do not feel like I can speak freely on social media. There are certain things that should not be on an athlete's page, such as profane language, drugs, and alcohol, but I do not display these things because they're bad, obviously. Although I do not post things of that sort, I know that some athletes would like to, but cannot because of the position they are in as collegiate athletes.
As an athlete, I do feel like I can speak my mind on social media, but definitely only to a certain extent.
I do not feel as if I can speak my mind on social media. Not only do I have fans following me, but I have little kids following me and people that look up to me.
Being an athlete, you have to represent something that's bigger than yourself, and that means sacrificing things like posting pictures with your buddies that may be inappropriate if you are, let's say, sampling alcohol or smoking, or maybe some lyrics to a song that aren't so good, like cuss words and things like that. Stuff that is going to get you in trouble, not only as an athlete, one by your coach, but eventually when you get into your career, the career person or your boss will see that and be like, man, that's not good. That's not the kind of guy I want to hire for my company, because he doesn't understand how to represent something that's bigger than himself. If you can't do it as an athlete, you probably won't be able to do it as an employee.
A lot of athletes choose to be private. That way they just don't have fans trying to follow them and could tear the team down based on something that they put up there.
I do feel as though my First Amendment rights are being limited a small amount, but I think that is the price you have to pay to be an athlete. Being an athlete at this level is a privilege and takes many sacrifices.
I would say my First Amendment rights are kind of violated, but also not really, because it's important for student athletes to know what the rules are for the NCAA and what your school expects you to act like when you're here, and I think that extends to social media. So you do kind of know what you're signing up for when you sign your national letter of intent to play for a college.
Being a college athlete, I do not feel like my freedom of speech or anything like that is restricted because I do play sports. I have never been told that I'm not allowed to say something on social media. I've never been told that I'm not allowed to post something.
Personally, I don't think so, because I think as a college athlete, it gives me the platform to reach out to kids who look up to me, that are younger than me, or maybe even the same age, and I can be a positive influence in their life, and not only just impact the sport that I'm playing, but impact the lives of others as well. And to me, that's something that's really important to me.
I don't think the rights are actually limited because I never had the coach say hey, you're going to be cut scholarship because you put a political view that's different than ours on your Instagram account or on your Twitter. But they definitely warn you a lot about posting inappropriate things or things about illegal substances. You're not supposed to do that. But I've never had a coach say, hey, you do this, you're getting cut. So I don't know whether it actually limits it. It's just kind of recommended to limit it, I guess.
I've personally never had any experiences with social media while being an athlete, because I think it's pretty well known what athletes can and cannot post on social media. So this kind of goes back to the First Amendment right. We really aren't being violated because we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into, and as a representative of your school, you should know what to post and what not to post. So
Personally, I don't have anything like that. I've kept my nose pretty clean in college and done what I needed to do to stay out of trouble. But I've had friends who have gotten caught drinking while down here, and they've had to pay money and also do punishment from our coach as well. We had a kid last year that ended up getting drafted by the Giants, and he posted a video of him smoking a Black and Mild, and he had to meet with our dean, our president, our coach, and everybody else at the college, and they threatened him with an inch of his life, but he was not punished for it, mainly because he got drafted. But that's a different story for a different day.
Like I said, I've many times had coaches warn our entire team together in group meetings to be very careful about what kind of pictures, what kind of videos, what kind of things you're sharing on your social media, just once again because that reflects your team. I think social media just continues to glorify athletes a lot of the time. If they have one athlete that's a superstar, that's going to be on their social media, so that athlete's going to be glorified and glorified and glorified.
You know, used to you had to actually watch the game and listen to what the commentators had to say about an athlete in order to learn anything about them. Now we know it way before they even say anything. And this is all thanks to social media, you know, but it seems kind of invasive, but honestly, if they put it out there on their profile or whatever, or in interviews or anything else, then they're accepting the fact that everyone is going to know it. In baseball, when we would go to away games, fans could just be brutal, especially in the SEC. They would, you know, go back to your freshman year of high school and pick out something random dumb that you said and just start heckling you about it or anything. So, you know, it's even if you post about it in a neutral way, they can still use it as kind of like a negative fuel to just kind of get under your skin and stuff.
I don't believe there is anything that should be changed with social media, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to represent yourself, and if you can't represent your personal brand while you're playing on a sports team, then you probably won't be able to represent someone else's brand when you're working for a company.
I guess you could change society.
I wish that we could just stop scrutinizing every little thing that athletes do off the field in terms of political agendas, social stances, and whatnot, and see them for what they are.